Like, I'm trying not to gas it, but it's kind of hard to downplay it. This is probably the best fight that they've ever shown on this show.
Whole team got the glow. You can see it in the stride. Got me feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Got me feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Yeah.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today, welcome to another edition of Raised Reviews. Man, you already know why we here. It's Sunday, so we're reviewing the newest episode of Solo Leveling, which is season 2, episode 12. And I feel like I've been saying this almost every episode, but this dang anime, like this show just put on a clinic of animation. Top tier animation at that. Like, I was left speechless. I was enamored while watching it. I was stuck. I was just locked in. And this show has a way of doing that. Every time they fight, they box hard. They throw hands, feet, blades, daggers, shields, all that, magic, all that. They give it everything they got in every fight. And it's crazy because each fight, even with them giving everything that they got in each fight is different. Each fight carries a different weight. And it's just like, bruh, this episode was phenomenal. Like, it was just, it was ridiculously amazing. Like, it like, I'm trying not to gas it, but it's hard to be like, man, it's hard to downplay it. Like, I'm trying not to gas it, but it's kind of hard to downplay it. This is probably the best fight that they've ever shown on this show. And this show already has top tier animation, and each fight already goes crazy. Like, this, oh my god. This episode picks up right where the last one left off. So, the last one left off pretty much with Jinwoo ore farming. And doing a shadow exchange to show up on the Jeju Island. And pretty much this episode picks up right there. We see his shadow army. We see Igris. We see we see Igris. We see Tank. We see Tusk. We see Iron. All pull up. All pull up to help out the S-rank hunters, the Korean S-rank hunters that are in the nest. And of course, as soon as they pull up, his shadow soldiers are forming like a blockade so the ants can't get through. And then, of course, his squad of leaders for his generals of his shadow army are just standing there awaiting orders. Jinwoo pretty much comes from the back. Everybody's flabbergasted. They don't know what's going on. They're all stuck. The leader of the Hunters Guild is just like, what is this? Where did this come from? The leader of the White Tigers Guild, like, yo, what's going on? Everybody is confused. And it's just, they're wounded, they're confused, they don't know what's going on. Then Jinwoo appears behind them. They're like, yo, how'd you get here? He's like, man, forget all that. I can explain all that later. In the meantime, drink this. And he gives him a potion that heals him. He tries to give it to Hae-in, but unfortunately her wounds are too severe. So he's got to kind of end this very quickly to be able to get her the medical attention that she needs. And he sends his shadows out, and they make quick work of a lot of the ants. But of course, because they're insects, more insects are swarming into their location and into the nest as they continue to fight through them. As his shadows continue to fight through him, more keep coming. And so he's trying to explain the situation as far as them needing to move quick to get Hae-in to some medical attention, to see what they need to do to pretty much get out of the nest safely. And in the midst of the shadows destroying the ants, we see Jinwoo's like, man, I kind of need more numbers. So he was just like, hey, the video feed was down. He was like, I'm about to get a little bit more aggressive, guys. So just remember to keep everything that you see here quiet. It's between us. And he goes to, it looks like he was going to change some of the fallen ants into his shadow army. But before he could do so, Beru the black ant pulls up. And all the other insects pretty much bow and clear the pathway for Beru to walk up to him. Of course, he has his aura, his malice, and his magic power just kind of gleaming off of him. And he walks up. He was just like, "There was no king outside. Are you the king?" He was like, well, pretty much he said there was no king outside. Is the king in here? He's still looking for the king. Unfortunately, he made quick work of Goto. And we see even the head of the Japanese Hunters Association was upset that he lost his life, and then realized later on through the episode that not only did he lose his life, but the black ant Beru also survived. So one of his strongest S-rank hunters in Japan just got offed by the black ant Beru. And yeah, he wasn't happy about that. But he still tried to connive his way into making sure that Japan looked good in this situation by having the surviving members link up with the second strike team and try to rescue the Korean S-rank hunters. But what he don't know is that Sun Jinwoo is on the scene. And Sun Jinwoo steps to Beru, gets real close. Everybody's shook. Everybody's stuck. They're trying to warn him, like, yo, like, your buddy's crazy. Like, you shouldn't get too close. And they're like, ain't he a mage type? Why'd he get so close? Beru and Sun Jinwoo have a face-off. Beru tries to show a sign of strength and punch his head off. Doesn't work. He just kind of eats the punch, spits out a little blood, gives him a punch back. And Beru's like, yo, he's strong. He's kind of matching me in strength at this point. So then they just start boxing, going crazy, giving feats of strength, just kind of punching each other where they stand. Then Sun Jinwoo ends up sending them flying. Then Beru's like, well, maybe he can't match me with his speed. So he tries to use speed attacks. That doesn't work because Sun Jinwoo matches him. And it's just like, yo, he can keep up with me? I don't know what to do. So like every counter Beru had for him, even when he transformed multiple times throughout the fight, Sun Jinwoo was on his head. Sun Jinwoo was on his head. Like, he was not letting him get an inch of wiggle room when it came to their fight. And it was just crazy. He even tried to sneak Sun Jinwoo with a special attack that he had that was poisonous. But what he didn't know is that Sun Jinwoo had a very high tolerance for poison, and then ended up, even in this fight, being immune to the poison that Beru tried to sick in him. And it was just like, whoa. Like, the way Sun Jinwoo even leveled up in this fight was crazy. Like, they were going back and forth so fast that all you could see is the stream of light as they were moving. So you saw Beru represented as red, saw Sun Jinwoo represented as blue, and they were going crazy. And man, the sequence of strikes, Sun Jinwoo pulls out the Demon Monarch swords that he collected after defeating the Demon Monarch and was going crazy. It was one sequence where he was fighting with the swords, threw the swords at Beru. Beru blocked the swords. He used the swords as a distraction to sneak into pretty much Beru's defenses while he was blocking them. So he blocks the swords. Sun Jinwoo steps super close to him and goes crazy with a super anime-esque flurry of punches, and was going crazy with that joint, just to then catch his swords when they drop back down and go crazy with the blades. And through the process of him actually fighting Beru almost sneaks him one time and almost takes his head off once he transforms. But in the midst of him doing that, pretty much Sun Jinwoo leveled up, and his mutilation skill maxed out. And once he saw that notification, he went crazy. Sun Jinwoo went crazy this entire fight. Every time he leveled up, every time he noticed a new notification, he went crazy. This fight was amazing. And Beru transformed and tried to outdo him. It did not work at all. He mutilated that black ant like it wasn't nobody's business. And in the end, he ended up defeating him in epic fashion. Had the brother crawling away, running away. He almost had him running away like how freaking Yuji Itadori had Mahito running away and screaming and crying and crawling. Like, that's low-key what Beru was doing. He came in there super cocky, got humbled very quickly, and tried to run away, and it did not work. He even tried to send some of the ant army towards him, and Jinwoo just told his army to go. They made quick work of him. And so then once he defeated Beru, the ants pretty much scattered, and Jinwoo tried to use the elixir of life to save Hae-in. Unfortunately, because her ailments were due to like battle and not the conditions listed in the elixir of life that they were able to heal, they were ineffective. So he just wasted a little bit of the elixir of life on her. And the episode pretty much ends with Jinwoo frustrated, almost panicking on what he can do. He needs some more time until he can use Shadow Exchange again. He doesn't think he has enough time to wait around for the support to get her to a medical team member. So now he's at a loss for words, doesn't know what to do, and then he turns angrily to camera with a menacing glare, and then it cuts to ankles, and it's just like the ankles and credits, and it's just like, man, every time. The funniest part about solo leveling is every time you know you gonna get hold when it comes to the cut to the credits. Every time they're gonna leave you on a mean cliffhanger, and it's just like, you know that going in, but the story and the fighting and the character work is so good that you end up being stuck. Maybe not the character work, but the story and the animation is so good that you get caught up in the episode that you forget they finna hold me at the end of this episode and have me stuck while I'm locked in on this episode. And it happened to me, and it happened to several other people that were talking about it on Twitter as well. But yeah, I was pissed because I was like, all right. At first, I thought this was gonna be like an hour-long episode, or maybe they're gonna drop 2 episodes a day. But the finale is actually next week. But it's so I went in here and I was like, oh man, it's only a 23-minute episode. I thought it was gonna be like a 40-minute episode or something. And I was just like, dang, so they only gave us 1 episode. I'm thinking that this was the finale, not realizing that the finale is next week. And so I was just like, dang, well, 23 minutes. And I even had to pause it because my son came in the room asking me a question. So I saw that there wasn't much time left. Press play. I'm back locked into the episode just to get hold. Just to get hold right at the end when they cut the ankles in credits. And it's just like, man, what? Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me every time for the last 12 weeks? I'm pissed. But thank God next week is the finale. You can't keep getting away with this. You can't keep getting away with this. Gosh darn it. But yeah, this particular episode was phenomenal. Like I said, probably the best fight in the series so far. Whew. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Like, the Demon Monarch fight was fire. And a few of the Ice Slayer arcs. I mean, the Ice Slayer fight was fire. Him fighting the Orcs was dope. But him versus Beru, it's gotta win something. It's gotta win something in the Anime Awards. Like, best fight, best something. I don't know. But it was phenomenal. But this is nothing more I can say. This particular episode gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, it was phenomenal. This episode was, I feel like I've said phenomenal way too many times in this episode, but that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. But yeah, I'm excited to see this finale. I'm excited to see how they're going to end this Jeju Island arc, what they're going to tease for season 3, what season 3 is even going to be about. I heard a rumor. I haven't confirmed it yet, that season 3 will be coming out later this year and not next year. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I heard. So once I've confirmed that information, whether yay or nay, I'll definitely report back to y'all. But right now, that was hearsay that I heard. So that was it shocked me because I'm like, usually they take a year off. Usually once it finishes 1 year, they don't come back to the next year. But if that's what they're gonna do, hey, I'm here for more solo leveling. But the 2025 lineup of anime is stacked. One Piece about to come back in April. Kaiju number 8 is coming back this summer. Demon Slayer's dropping a movie this summer. JJK season 3 is coming out later this year. My Hero's final season, I believe, is supposed to start either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Like, it's so many dope animes that are dropping and will drop this year, and it's amazing. Sakamoto Days came out. That was fun. Windbreaker season 2 is coming. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this particular episode of Solo Leveling was for you. No spoilers for what happens in the finale. No spoilers and what happens in the story going forward. But let's talk about this particular episode. What was your favorite part? The whole fight was my favorite part, but especially when he tossed his swords at him and then went in for the anime flurry of punches. That was definitely a favorite for me. But let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite part? What do you rate this particular episode and season 2 overall so far, right before the finale? They would have to fumble the finale severely for me to not give it anywhere between a 9 or a 10 for the whole season. But we shall see next week. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. So stay locked in, stay tapped in, stay tuned in, and never forget, it's free soul to the soul free. Let's get it.